Hello friends. I am finally using my new tripod, or one that, is a little bit smaller so I don't have to lug things around. As usual, I'm always messing with the contrast on this, depending on the lighting. Today, I do have an interesting thing that I'm going to be trying. Is I recently bought a hydroponic system, which I'll show you right now. This hydroponic system, what's the brand on this? Garden Cube. Because I want to try growing herbs indoors. That way I can have things all year round. I do have to open this up and read the directions, so I suppose we could do that together real quick. This lighting kind of sucks. I might just do this in the green room, the sunroom. Don't want to drop this. Whoopsies. I don't want to drop my grow thingy. So, go ahead and open this up. The dogs are outside at the moment. The only thing with this tripod is it doesn't have like an extender to raise up higher. Here's some directions, quick guide. Well, I'll read that real quick before I actually do anything with this. So I'm wondering how. Okay, we're just gonna gently move this out. Take the styrofoam off. Not the biggest fan of styrofoam, but what can you do? Okay. Avoid breaking the connection between LED light panel and the light post. Do not press the LED light panel. Okay. Does this lift? Oh, yeah, it does. I'm wondering how you extend power. Okay, pump. Comes with, take this thing off. So right here it has these little holes, right? That's where all the plants are going to grow from. But then this is the one where you put water through. Just going to take a second to read this real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, got my water in this little jug. Got to me bowls. So I guess I'll just fill these with water and we'll go ahead. I gotta make sure I keep an eye on Smokey because he likes to eat my plants. Ah! Get out of there! Bad. That's a bad boy. He likes to eat plants. Caught him sniffing. I just don't want him to start eating them because I didn't plant a whole lot of vegetables this year and I really don't feel like doing it again, so I have to watch him. Anyway, I'm going to pour my water into my little bowls. I'm not going to do a whole lot because that would be kind of ridiculous. Just a little. Just enough. Some of these seeds are going to be super tiny. And then others are going to be a little bit bigger. Let's start with purple basil, shall we? One of my favorites. I actually like the flavor of this a lot more than I do. That should be enough because I feel like I'm going to do more than just one. Look how tiny the seeds are. Hide my face. They're so small. I got leftover stain from when I reviewed some lip stains. So we'll just boop. Could also give them a little stir. It's always a good idea when you get new systems like this to kind of actually follow what the directions tell you to do, because, you know, if you leave it up to interpretation, something I feel like could go wrong. I speak from personal experience because I have a habit of doing that. Oopsies. Next, and I think what I'll do is put each glass kind of like on top of the packet. That way I can tell which ones are which. So purple basil, let's go ahead and do green basil, just regular compact basil, according to what the package says. These ones I got the first year of growing that I ever did, and that was probably 2022, so definitely some of these seeds are a little old. I mean, seeds don't expire, but they do, their germination rate tends to go down. Especially in cases where like the temperature tends to fluctuate more. Because if you keep them in a nice cold environment, they don't tend to, their germination rate tends to be preserved, and that's why seed banks are so important, especially for plants that have gone extinct. It's unfortunate, but that's just how life goes. Wednesday, leave it. She's also sniffing around my plants. She doesn't eat plants. Luckily, I don't have to do a whole lot with her. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of rosemary. My rosemary bush died, unfortunately, even though it says that it's a perennial in my zone tends to just kill them, so I'm not going to be planting them outside anymore. I'm just gonna pot them and keep them indoors during the winter time at least. So rosemary seeds, I'm not gonna do a whole lot of that, because once they get too big for this system, I'm probably gonna pot them and put them in regular pots, because I have a clay pot that I can use for that. Rosemary done. Let's do dill. This is just regular Ducat dill. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slots that you can put these guys in. Do that on that, I think will be fine. I like to stir them up a little bit just to make sure they get covered in enough water. Will be the dill. And then lastly, cilantro. This one I don't know how old they, oh, 2022. My dad bought these before he passed away. Because we had planned on doing a garden together, and unfortunately, I mean, I ended up doing the garden, but like, I wish we had time to do it together, but alas, that's how life is. So I will continue to garden. Because one, I love it, and B, I know my dad loved it too. He was more of one of those types of people that didn't plan gardens. He also was the type of person that would just put stuff in the ground and hope it grew. I kind of love that about the laissez-faire kind of attitude, but yeah. So let me just show you what these seeds look like in their little water baths. So we got the dill, the cilantro, rosemary seeds, basil, and then purple basil. So that is what we have to start with. I probably will end up just waiting the 6 hours rather than the full 12. And interestingly enough, basil tends to get jellified, it looks like, when they hit the water. Kind of similar to chia seeds, I guess. Interesting. Never actually soaked these seeds before, so that's fascinating. Anyway, I'll be back when I actually start doing this. Okay, so a little bit better lighting. Doing this upside down, as it were. You might be hearing my dog barking. So we're just gonna quickly do this hydroponic thingy. Got my little dirt cones. And then we've got these, which has the domes and the, those little cone things that the dirt goes in. Anyway, the first thing it said to do was to soak seeds, which I've done. And then the second step would be to do the cones, which I think I'm gonna do all 8 of, probably. 3, 4, comes with an extra one, I suppose. If you wanted to, you know, save this for later, which I think we'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As these have 8 slots in them. 6, 7, 8. So luckily they give you an extra one, which is nice. Sorry about the dogs barking. Smokey is outside barking at the neighbor's dogs, who are also outside. So there's that. So we're gonna just quickly just soak these. Hopefully, and you see they're gonna be expanding in size. Might need a little bit more water, I'm not sure. I'm sure you don't necessarily need, like, to repurchase the cones. They are pretty spongy, so that's helpful. Smokey! Again, sorry about my dogs. These little hydroponic stickers will go. He's barking at the neighbors on one side, and then he is barking at the dog on the other side. So now Wednesday wants to bark everywhere. Naturally, because, you know, brother's barking, sister has to bark. Can you let her out? She wants to go. That's my brother in the background, in case y'all didn't know. Take two, take another side. Okay, so you got tags you can write your stuff on. That will probably be easier to do if you had, once they've sprouted and whatnot. And then you have your domes, of course. These extra little plugs for if you did not want to do all 8 like I'm doing. And then this little extra doohickey is for the actual tank. The wonders of having dogs, am I right? Alright, let's get the garden cubes. No, the garden cube is what it's called. Here's your thingamajabber. My guess is, oh, because these are slotted the way they're slotted, I doubt that you'd be able to fill this with dirt without getting the whole thing dirty. So luckily, these seem to be made out of a tougher material of some kind. Anywho, how was everyone's day today? Hopefully you had a good day. It's now starting to warm up quite a bit. Get your butt on the thing. Why are you not fitting? There. That hole. You just slide these guys right on in there and hope for the best. You put your seeds in there, and I guess we could start with the cilantro because it's right freaking here, and it comes with tweezers. Nice. Tweezers. Said to put 2 to 3 seeds in there, so hopefully I can do this without a K1. It doesn't really say to cover them. Because I don't even think this... No, it's like made out of this spongy material. It's not quite dirt. But it is. It's very weird. So we'll do 3 seeds, sorry, 3. And then we'll slide this bad boy into our hydroponic little dude. And we'll add the domes at the end because that'll just be the easiest thing to do in my opinion. So I'm just gonna quickly go through these. So there was our cilantro. Smoky. Alright, a little bit of a different angle. Just gonna add my domes and then I'll add my water and then plug her in. I don't know if you're supposed to plug it in after, you know, you do all this, but I guess I could plug it in inside. That would be fine, but let me look at my card real quick. Keep water at max 3 liters because too little water may lead to sponges dying and affect the growing plants. Select vegetables. Keep only one of the strongest plants in each hole and cut off excess plants. Okay. Okay, you add the water, connect the cord to the pump, and then turn it on. Turn the grow lights on, water pump. Okay. So, I'm gonna go do that real quick. Okay, so I did the watering off camera. I'm not going to turn on the lights or the pump tonight just because I don't want my other seedlings to think that this is the sun, because then they're just going to start growing that direction. So we'll turn this on tomorrow morning, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see how this does. I'll keep you guys updated, but let's just kind of go through these little dudes because they're doing amazing. Got my green basil coming in. There's zucchini. Squash right next to it. I've only got one of those. Both zucchinis came up. Bunching onions are starting to take off. I've got pineapple tomato coming in. Just one of them so far. Same thing with the S. Roman. The Sapola's Pry, we've got 2 of those. I've got 1 of the regular green beans. Dill has started to come up. What is this? This is cucumber. There's 2 of those. I've got bush shug. Oh yeah, that's that watermelon. And then purple bean right here. It's already got a set of its true leaves, which is nice. There's only 1 of those. Got my cilantro. Basically, I was like growing my herbs in dirt as well. Leeks, the other basil, and then I've got some of my pansies coming up. The Bambini, the BS, I can't remember what that is, but then here are the rest of those, and then the others are back in that grow container, meaning in a little extra warmth, and my battery's about to die, so that's about it. The puppy dogs have their woobles. I usually put just plain Greek yogurt in them. Wednesday. Mustache. Wednesday. She's like, Mom, fluff off. I am eating.